Hello, beautiful Cancer. Welcome to your reading. We're going to start by pulling some symbols. This is going to be your reading for next 3 months. We have a journey up ahead, which looks like a train right here. Maybe some of you are planning a train ride, but it can also be through plane. Who knows? We have boxes right there packed up, luggages. Kind of see, I don't know if you can see here when I a little caught. This is not really what I'm seeing, but I see a face of a person here. He's wearing like a pilot's hat. That's why I assume maybe some of you are flying to a new place, or this is about like taking a small vacation. Okay, by the way, if you're new here, I am Divine Light and I'm so happy you're with me today. If you go on to enjoy this message, give some love. We have a courtship, it's a nice one here. And I see a house on the bottom. This can be also maybe moving in with someone, the idea of that. And go ahead, hit this like button, hit subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. And if you go on to think that this is actually someone needs to hear this message, go ahead and share it with that person. Courtship can be like interpreted in the romantic sense, but it has like certain rules when you look at it compared to having flirting. Okay, so this is something that is intentional. There's an intention here, so you're not playing around, and the other person also not playing around. So there is some intention. Maybe it can be also, that's why I interpret it as a new job, hiring. Okay, so let's see what we have here. There's a mature woman. So in this journey, maybe while you are going through the courtship phase, you might be talking to mature women, someone who knows what they're doing, someone who has their hands on the wheel and the control. And also maybe you are the mature woman, and or maybe you don't want to act that way, but this time it will call that. Okay, it will require that. And we have the main female as well. A lot of female feminine energy. Maybe there's a second person as well at play. Let's see, look at the cup. Let's see what's this happening here. We have already 3 ladies. One of them is wearing pink, the other one's wearing blue, the other one's wearing red. I feel like here, this is actually the stages. Okay, through like if you are the feminine power here, if you're the one receiving the offer, it's about like you, pink, being actually a little young and immature, or maybe just observing the things with an innocent eye. And then there's still some purple involved here, but she's wearing blue, meaning she's contemplating like the swords energy, like the air. She's thinking like in her mind. And then the fire here, analysis goes straight, and maybe the boxes are going to be checked, and then the passion coming forward. That's why I don't want to limit it to a relationship. It can be also something, an offer coming to you as a business, as a job, or as maybe like a family, like an activity that you're going to actually think about it, and then the parts that are going to make sense to you, that is going to ignite your passion here. I see the tail of a whale right there within the 2nd month especially, which is opening up another pathway here for you. This can be in the literal sense travel. We have the neck of a swan here. Swans actually made for life, and they symbolize grace right there. So this is a very light energy. So if you're thinking that if I force it, it is going to happen faster, doesn't seem that way. It seems like everything's going to happen in the flow and with a very gentle attitude. And the thing is, if you're thinking, that's why we have so many feminine energy here, the time of action, the offer is going to come, that the journey will come. But before, you see like 4, 6, 2, but the journey is the number 10. It's the last thing that you're going to pack up and go. First, you need to really decide on what you desire, and what is being given to you is what you truly want, okay? I see there's a person here. It looks like a masculine figure as well, raising his hand up right there, like trying to get your attention. Within the 1st month, maybe you're going to actually catch the inspiration. That's what's important here. Some things or someone is going to try to catch your attention, guys. And if you are paying attention, yes, you're going to catch they're waving you. But the thing is, we see the clean mind here. You need to have a clean mind in order to see that they're actually waving at you. Clean mind can include, I feel like here, we have windows. We don't have the window here, but there are many windows, ceilings here, and then there's a window, So you need to have like an opened, like to fresh air, basically, access to fresh air. Air, I told you, air is logic, air is ideas, creativity. Also, air is truth expression of your who you are. So when you have those in that, like when you're feeling like I can be fully myself, then you're going to be able to see this person's offering. Okay. And if you are in environments that you're being constantly judged or maybe criticized, you might not see that. You might not feel like you can be yourself. Okay. So the mission when the first month is actually clearing those around you that are actually destructively criticizing you and not really accepting you the way you are. And you can feel the difference between the constructive criticism and the destructive criticism. I'm not saying that if there's something actually needs to be changed, that don't pay attention to that. I'm not saying that. I am telling you that those ones that do not really accept the way you do things, okay? What happens there is the clean slate coming, you're finding out the offer, you're finding that the handshake or the person waving at you, that's the courtship stage. The second month is the whale's tail is coming to the play here. And I also see kind of like a lobster there. Lobster can symbolize in this deck, actually, I have some deck here. It says financial pinch, but because lobster is a creature of luxury right now, like when you go to a restaurant, probably the most expensive thing on the menu, I interpret that as luxury. So the whale's tail is the lobster is a luxury, and as a water sign, you relate to that, you get along with that, this is your element environment. So it seems like here, if you're insistent and with what you desire, you're going to find yourself in your element. Okay, the pathways are leading you towards your heart's desire as well, but first you need to find that an environment fully supports you, that you have like a person, maybe the lobster can be a person who has luxurious tastes, but they are right there and they belong to your element, they support you, they're not like hawk basically, because Cancer is the water, it's like a crab. And I see there's an owl looking over you. You might also, get in touch with someone who's highly intuitive, which I interpret, I know there are two separate things, but the owl kind of reminds me of the high priestess with all-knowing and like insightful. And high priestess also represents someone Pisces. So you might really find yourself in a very water-heavy environment during the second month, okay? Another thing I see here, the crabs here claw the eyes of the crab, as you can see. This is something, you're bringing something together here. I see letter D. I want to say Darlene. It can be in someone's first name or the last name. It seems like here you are starting to bring some things together. Your pieces, maybe you actually divided, or maybe you are divided into the pieces. I see a letter L. That can be also an L, like Larry, someone's name. Maybe you have many things in your hand and you're trying to help many people at the same time, and you divided up your energy to multiple things. It seems like though here, like you are bringing those pieces that you spread out together within, especially the beginning of the third month, because it seems like the second month is going to be time that you're deciding, okay, I am doing this I'm planning. The blue can also symbolize planning that out, and then I'm going after that goal, okay? What happens is when you start to pull things together, the other things are going to start to fall apart. Maybe the pieces, the relationships, the things that you are actually keeping with your energy together, when you start to focus that to yourself, the other things are going to fall apart. And the first thing popped in my head is you might be actually paying too much attention to somebody else's relationship, or somebody, maybe you wanted to have a courtship, but they didn't really show up for you, but showed up for another person. But because your attention is on there all the time, and it is seeming like, because we have social media life right now, that people seem like their life is all together, but then it's coming out years later or months later that they were actually falling apart secretly, okay? It can be something like that because it has your full attention. That's why it's probably still keeping the structure together. When you pull your energy from it, it is probably going to crumble into pieces if you can let it. That's why I feel here, instead of focusing on keeping them together, pull your pieces, pull your claws back together, Cancer. I see here there's a boat man right there, and you're hopping on the boat and sailing away within the third month, especially in the middle of the third month. This can be mental, like moving away. And there's also a snake here swimming on the water. Snake is also transformation. So like it's shedding the old skin basically. When you hop on the boat and with the intention that I'm going to leave that person, the idea behind, or something that I haven't had behind, and I'm going to move towards a new day with a new skin, and I'm going to start anew this time. When you have the mindset, you see like you're moving forward and they're falling apart as well, like the crumbling basically. Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. First thing I saw like an eagle opening its wings and flying. I told you that I don't see heavy in your cup. This is your mental state. Heavy air, I saw like water, but now here in your heart, there's air, the desire of freedom, basically. I see the bull here. You're riding a bull right there. Bull can be an authority figure. Your desire comes in second stage, like, or the second step or second month. It can be the time for as well. And it seems like it's going to come with some news first. Like first you're going to receive the news and then you're going to see the desire coming to life. Okay. Another thing I see here, except the wings, I see here a letter V, which is indicative of victory. You can see the horns of the bull right there, and you can see the person riding the bull, and they're riding towards a gateway here, or maybe there's a someone you can see, kind of looks like someone with like a small mustache with a head cap, baseball cap reversed, which like as culturally, there's certain things, they have cultural meanings. Okay. For example, I didn't know it before, and through the internet, I found out, like in United States, for example, if a grown man is actually still wearing the cap backwards, it means that they have some phallic issues happening still with them. Like it's a cultural thing, because it's like it is seen as a childish or teenager behavior. Okay. So I see someone wearing this reverse cap, and I'm interpreting in the sense maybe you're dealing with someone who still is in the stage of this teenagership. They couldn't actually get out of that way. You're basically knocking them out with your ball and just crossing the gateway, because the thing is, maybe you still consider them as anything. This can be a boss, by the way. It doesn't have to be a romantic thing, but it can be a romantic person. Like maybe you want to get involved, but they're not mature enough. Or this can be a situation, no matter what you do, like you're getting misunderstood and being rejected all the time. It seems like the bull is you becoming the authority and holding hands with the authority. It can be a spiritual authority, maybe connecting with the creator of all that is as well. You're going to be knocking them off because they're standing in the gateway of the future, of the new timeline that you want to go. When you knock them off and just full force go towards the desired timeline, they're going to also get eliminated from your life. Probably you're not going to hear about them anymore. This doesn't mean that they're going to disappear. It means that sometimes that's what happens when you have a timeline jump. You don't see those old stories, old people with those juvenile behaviors anymore. 201s wanted to peek here. We have the Empress as well. Empress is the feminine energy too. Feminine energy, guys, that is symbolization of the creative power that you have. Everybody has the feminine and the masculine within them, because we are living in the world of duality. If you have read I think it's the Hermetica, has the laws of the universe there. And duality exists within everything. The yin yang actually is an expression of that. So, but today, with this next 3 months, that you're working with a heavy energy of female feminine power. Okay, so you can be a male figure, but still can work with your creative power. Also, maybe get together with the female feminine energy and maybe get closer to it and try to understand it and see what you're missing while you're expressing that. This doesn't mean becoming female or feminine. This means that understanding what that means truly, because when I say feminine, this doesn't mean that being overly gentle, because that's not what the feminine energy is. Some of the women that I know are the most strongest people on the planet. Like they're much more stronger than any of the people that I know. So it doesn't mean that like that's why I say maybe truly understand what that means is going to really like open up new doorways for you. Okay, let's see what's happening here. We have the Six of Cups with a pleasure. You have a dream basically, and I told you that there's someone from the past who's still holding the gateway for this dream. This dream can be a childhood dream. This person might be someone that you had hopes about but never worked out, never things happened. That's why this coming here, Six of Cups, is a pleasure too. Focus on what your heart really wants, not the individuals or not the specific events, how the things should work out. Just what is your true heart's desire, because the universe really wants you to find that, okay? We have all this feminine energy with the Three of Cups celebration, and it says gentleness here. Again, the original tarot, we see three ladies actually dancing and celebrating the harvest. It seems like when you focus on the outcome, not to the specific materials or personal individual things, you're going to get the outcome that you want, and maybe it's going to be something better than your wildest dreams, guys. Okay, so a celebration, something celebrating the end of harvest with your friends, loved ones, and maybe even find yourself in that environment. I told you, you're going to find yourself in your element. This is water energy, being supported by the people who are really loving and understanding towards you. We have the King of Wands. That will give you the fire and the power and the passion to follow. I told you, the fire that you're wearing, the feminine energy is here, masculine energy is there. So he actually has also the Sphinx here on his horse, meaning that you're going to have the power, the maybe financial means, or you're going to find resources to start making your dreams come true. And King of Wands also have the energy of leadership, and he is he's ready for an adventure. He's adaptable. He can adapt to the change really quickly. So it seems like your nature is going to go towards that a little bit more. We had the Nine of Coins, which can, when you embody that passion side of yours, that you can go after your desires. It seems like this is going to also bring stability. Nine of Coins is Nine of Pentacles. This is actually indicative of that your energy is very valuable, and what you're putting out there is going to bring some material success to you at the end of the day. But if you have any doubt or any setbacks, or the things like mentally challenging you, it seems like you're going to overcome them when you focus on what is in your heart rather than the little details, because let the universe, the creator of all it is, to take care of them. We have adaptability here. I feel like this aligns with that. Adapt to the things coming your way, because there's a quote by Rumi. He says, why are you worried that your world is going upside down? How do you know that the downside isn't better than the upside? Okay, so basically that's why if some things do not really seem like they're going right, you wouldn't know how it's going to actually turn out to be the best outcome for you. Okay, so I feel like it's about trusting and adapting the circumstances. We have determination. This is also Knight of Swords energy. I told you, like, logic is going to come first. The ideas are going to flow first, but you need to be determined and you need to stick to your final outcome. The intention is important rather than the details along the way, because even if you don't get initially what you desire, but I feel like you're going to actually get what you're desiring. But there might be some old habits that you're also you need to be determined to break, okay? We have the gratitude. This is Ten of Cups vibes here. Feel gratitude. Whenever you feel frustrated, you can feel gratitude. And gratitude is a multiplier. So whatever you feel grateful about, you multiply that energy. If you're grateful about the things you have, you bring more of it. If you're grateful about your family or the people who really acknowledge and love you, you bring more of that support into your life. And maybe even being grateful for the creator just getting in touch with you, because we can ask for signs, and like a yellow butterfly, for example, or a ladybug. And when we ask for the sign, it is delivered. Every time I ask for it, it is delivered. So that's a sign that the divine is always with you, and you can feel gratitude. We have the flow. This is Ace of Cups. I love this. So it seems like here when you're pulling this gratitude state into your life, you're going to be able to also experience the flow energy and get inspirations about this heart's desire, which can really get you to where you want to go even faster. Okay. All right, guys, this is going to be your final message and your affirmation. Let's see what you need to know during this next 3 months timeline. I let the universe catch up with my dreams. Exactly. So you need to keep the vibe. You need to keep the feeling of abundance and prosperity and success. When you keep the feeling, even though negative things happen to all of us day to day, during the day, 20 different things happen, or maybe 30 different things happen to us. But every time, if you can direct your thoughts to your dreams, it seems like the universe is going to catch up real quickly. Okay. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.